Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I am your host, Doug, here with your video blog for April 4th, 2014. I have a great blog planned for you today. We'll talk a little NASCAR as they head to Texas. Of your New York sports update, we'll talk about Major League Baseball, instant replay, Yankees pick up their first win. But first I want to get to the Final Four, which will go on tomorrow night. First matchup starting at 6:09 in North Texas, Dallas, whatever you want to call it. Jerry World is what I'm going to call it. UConn, number 7, number 1, Florida. This is going to be really an up-tempo guard game for UConn with Napier and Boatwright versus a controlled tempo game with Wilbekin, Frazier, Patrick Young, Casey Prather. It's going to be a different kind of styles. The key matchup I'm going to look at is Napier versus Wilbekin. Similar size guards. I like the size of Wilbekin. I like the experience of Scotty Wilbekin. I think Napier is just playing out of his mind right now. He's going to play pretty well in the game. So that's my key matchup, and I think it's going to come down to the battle on the boards. We talked about before the tournament, UConn struggled to rebound the ball, but really in the tournament, DeAndre Daniels has stepped up. Shabazz Napier's rebounded well. It's going to come down to that because I think Florida is the better rebounding team with Frazier, with Prather, with Yaget, with Young. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but ultimately I think Florida has the better athletes, the more experience as they've been to the Elite Eight the past 2 years. This year they make it to the Final Four, so I got Florida winning this game and advancing on to the title matchup. Next matchup will be at around 8:49. We got Kentucky number 8 versus Wisconsin number 2. It's going to come down to talent for Kentucky versus experience for Wisconsin. I think the key matchup I'm going to look at is Julius Randle against Kaminsky. I think Kaminsky has had his way throughout the tournament, and he's going to go up against a guy who is an NBA talent in Julius Randle, and he's going to struggle. I think what I'm going to look at as being the difference maker is going to be the big guards of Kentucky. Kentucky, the Harrison twins, both 6'5", against the smaller guards of Ben Brost and Decker and Jackson. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. I think Kentucky overall has the best talent on the floor, best talent of any team left. They're gelling at the right time, so I got Kentucky moving on. And with a conference, the SEC, that everybody said was terrible, very weak, they're going to have 2 teams in the title game going at it for all the marbles, for sure. Alright, we'll have more on the title game on Monday as I'll do my title game preview. Time to talk Major League Baseball. Instant replay has been getting a lot of backlash the past couple days. We've seen calls that haven't been able to be challenged because managers ran out of challenges. We saw a play at home plate that couldn't be resolved because of that. We also saw one challenge get denied because it didn't happen in a timely fashion. What I think needs to happen that people are not talking about is with the instant replay at home plate, if you don't have an angle on that shot, that's okay. But every scoring play, similar to the NFL, nobody says this, similar to the NFL, every scoring play should be reviewed anyways. Every play where a run scores, the play should be reviewed to make sure everything's good, everything's solid, and move on from there. I think they're going to eventually take the manager challenges out of it. I'd like to see that happen soon, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think they're going to take the manager challenges out of it, and I would set one guy at every ballpark to be in charge, running through replays, and just making the calls right then, signaling to the umpire if he made a wrong call, and just going from there. So that's my take on instant replay. We'll see how it evolves. I've liked what it's done so far. It's turned some plays around, but it's also seen some issues. But it's the first week of a new system, so what do people expect? Alright, Yankees picked up their first win last night, 4-2 over the Astros. Ivan Nova really wasn't great. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned. Not good control, 5 walks, and 1 strikeout. Really, the bright spot for the Yankees was the bullpen. The bullpen, 3 innings, no hits, 5 strikeouts. Solid for them. Jeter, 1 for 3, picked up his second hit of the year. And the big story was Yergervis Solarte, 3 for 3 in his second game. He pinch hit the night before. He was 3 for 3 last night in that game, really showing what he's made of. And Solarte is going to make a case for him to get some more reps at third base and shortstop. I think Jeter, what we'll see tonight, as we have them going up against a righty, which we'll get to in a minute, but I think Jeter will probably DH tonight. We'll see Ellsbury back in center. I think Solarte will get a shot at short, and they'll put Johnson back in at third base. Dexter Fowler, though, for the Houston Astros stays hot as he is 2 for 4. NASCAR this week heads to Texas. I'm 2-4 in my picks so far. I'm going to go Kyle Larson this week, and I like how he ran at California. I also like how he ran at Vegas. We'll see what he can do this week, but I'm taking Kyle Larson this week to lock himself into the chase. All right, before we get out of here, time for your New York sports update. Yankees at the Jays tonight at 7:10. It's going to be a big game. Masahiro Tanaka making his first Major League start tonight against Dustin McGowan in that matchup. Reds are traveling on the road to take on the New York Mets. It'll be Leake versus Mejia. Knicks are at home against the Wizards. Nets are at home against the Pistons. And big news if you're a St. John's basketball fan, Chris Obekbu will be on his way to the NBA draft after just his second year with the Johnnies. All right, we'll be back next week. Title game preview Monday. NBA playoff update as the Knicks are in right now, but they could be out. New York sports update as well. Always remember to follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. One more quick note before I get out of here. Chris Johnson has been released by the Tennessee Titans. CJ 2000 is now a free agent, so get at him if you want him. Always remember to comment, question, subscribe to my page. Thanks for tuning in to the Block Game Drill. I'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend.